fine citizens of THNKS, the Pool Boys are back from Phoenix, Arizona, and ready to recap all that went down during championship week. And oh yeah, we're gonna name your top 3 and crown a champion in your pool. So let's go check out some storylines.
Diarra, swing it, Kessel, can't hit the 3. Offensive rebound, put it on, it goes. Open look, Lawyer, he's got it, and right field, where on Coronation, the Huskies make history, back-to-back national champions.
The clock struck midnight for both Cinderella teams in the Final Four as NC State went down to Purdue and Alabama lost to UConn in some epic Final Four matchups. And that set the stage for a giant of a matchup. I mean, actual giant. 7'4" Zach Edey for Purdue versus 7'2" Donovan Clingan for UConn. What a game it was. UConn proved to be unstoppable and they cut down the nets, back-to-back champions.
Back-to-back repeats. And we would be remiss if we did not also mention the women's Final Four, because that was spectacular in its own right. You had Iowa, you had UConn, you had South Carolina and NC State. Crazy enough, 2 repeat of the men's Final Four with NC State and UConn. Crazy to see that. Some of the best ratings we've seen in years. Caitlin Clark, the GOAT of her time, but too much South Carolina action, so the Gamecocks take the championship on the women's side. Great Final Four, awesome to see. Some of the best viewership in history.
All right, enough about the actual basketball. Let's talk about what we're all here for. We want to unveil your top 3 finishers, but before we do, we need to take a look back at some brackets we lost along the way.
First up, JTH, which is JT Haynes. Fortunately, you had a lot of red in your ledger. You had 1 Final Four team correct, and you had Duke as your champion. JTH, more like WTH. Woof. Gone.
Woof.
But not forgotten.
How about Cinderella story? Good name. Good play on words. You had Tennessee, a bit of a homer pick, but they're good. Ultimately, the Cinderellas didn't make it. UConn, juggernaut. Purdue, juggernaut. Ella Klancic, gone, but not forgotten.
Clock struck midnight, Ella. It struck. Go back to your pumpkin. And finally, Abraham Lincoln. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's Abraham Lincoln. Abri Cordova. Great president. 16th. He didn't pick any 16 seeds. I think that's why he lost. He did have Gonzaga as your champ. Also a good reason why he lost. Gone, but not forgotten. There's always that memorial. Abraham Lincoln.
You're on the penny, at least. You always got that. Okay, let's turn things around here.
Hey, all right. Yeah.
Finally, time to reveal the top 3 finishers of this pool. It has been a wild ride, and coming in at 3rd place, we've got Mike DeCorso.
Hey.
122 points. Mike is crushing it. He had 2 Final Four teams. He had the James Madison pick over Wisconsin. He had Grand Canyon over St. Mary's. He only missed 2 games in the Midwest. This guy is crushing it. 3rd place finish, very respectable. Great job, Mike.
Well done, Mike. And now it is time to unveil our 2nd place finisher, just behind our 1st place contender. So we got to give it up for our silver medalist, Sarah Riley, for getting 124 points. Let's go. You know what? Those Wildcats in Kentucky kind of killed you as you had them in your championship game. But on the bright side, you did have Duke in the Elite 8, even though we hate them. But probably the best pick, the West region would have been perfect if it weren't for Arizona, who seemed like a strong pick in the beginning. So you would have had everything perfect if it wasn't for those dang Wildcats once again. Just stay away from the Cats. You're a dog person anyway, Sarah. But congratulations on your 2nd place pick.
Great job, Sarah. Okay, there can only be one champion, and it is time to reveal the winner of the inaugural THNKS March Madness bracket pool with the Pool Boys. That's a whole mouthful, but your champion is... Matty Ice. That's right. Matt Forstoff, 128 points. Ethan gave you all kinds of grief for losing the Super Bowl 28-3 lead and all kinds of weird things. He called you Ice Cube, but it was actually LL Cool J. You've had a lot of action on this video, but one thing they can't take away from you is a championship. And you were taking home the trophy. Kind of finished with 128 points. Again, we're going to bring up the 28.
Eerie.
That's kind of eerie, Ethan says, maybe. But you only got 5 of your Sweet 16 teams correct. But you did get the championship game right. Your best pick otherwise, James Madison over Wisconsin, Oregon over South Carolina. A couple of nice upsets early. And you had what it took to finish this thing. That's all that really matters.
Did it. Congratulations, Matty Ice, on taking home that crown and hoisting that trophy. Something the other Matty Ice could not do. That's right. I've referenced it again. But congratulations to Matt Forstoff. Well done. So it is time to check one last time at our final top 10 leaderboard. So as we just mentioned, our top 3 with Matty Ice, Sarah, and Mike DeCorso. Then coming just short of the podium in 4th place, we had Kelsey Julius, followed by Jacob Got Chalk? Percleator, Deanna Loves Mayo, Bob Webb, and Kevin Howard. That is a great top 10. Some great names. And I mean, who doesn't love mayo? There is a bowl named after the Mayo company. So maybe you just like taking spoons full of mayo. I personally like peanut butter better, but there's mayo. Love it.
You know what, Deanna? Treat yourself, Deanna. You made the top 10.
Just get a treat.
All right, folks, listen, we are about done with the March Madness pool, but we want to make sure we give a special thanks to a couple of folks over at THNKS for hooking this thing up for you guys. So we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Rachel Stinnett. She has been our point person, the one who signed on the dotted line and said, let's do this. We're bringing it here. Thank you so much, Rachel. We appreciate your partnership so much. And then the big guy, Anthony Leonard himself, my first point of contact. He got me plugged in. He knew this would be a big hit there. I hope you guys had a great time with it, just like we did. Thank you very much, Anthony, for having faith in us.
Yes, we couldn't have done it without you two. And now, thanks. It's crazy. March Madness is officially done. A champion has been crowned both on the court and in your pool. We love checking out all your picks from all the wins, the losses, the badges, the trash talk, and everything in between. So, for one final time, the pool boys are out.
One shining moment, it's all on the line. One shining